Can accessible traveling in Stockholm, Sweden be fun without costing a bionic leg? On this episode of Soulful Traveling, let's find out. The budget is 300 euros for 4 days. I arrive in Stockholm and the first thing I see is the change of guard ceremony. It happens every day, it's fun to see, and it's free. The weather in summer is so unpredictable and it started to rain cats and dogs, so I had to rush to my hostel as soon as possible, but before that, I had to find it. This hostel is STF and it's at a very scenic location. There's a high chance that this ship could actually be the one. But nope. I had requested for a female dorm and an accessible bunk bed. They assured me of that, but to get there, I had to take this self-driven carriage. The horse was there, just invisible, trust me. Elevator, and you get to have your own key, but your own control to the elevator as well. So let's see how this works. I'm scared. Show you. Okay, so oh my god. Bye. Are there other people staying in the room?
Yeah, 5 are there.
Oh wow. This is the room where my bed is, and you'll never guess which bunk bed is mine. Now, the bed per night cost me 39 euros, but the views came for free. I made friends and didn't want to leave this place at all. Just sit in different corners of the entire property and read or work on something. At night, it looked even more surreal, and in the morning, I would also wake up to this beauty. On day 1, I got dressed and headed out with a plan. I met some duckies on the way and waited for my ferry to take me to Skansen. Before that, I also learned how ramps are kept at every station and taken out if a passenger, like me, would require it. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Can I get a little push from here? A little push from the back. From the back, yeah. Thank you. Thanks. The ferry cost me around 4 euros, but the beautiful views and the wind in my hijab came for free. Skansen is an open-air museum and the ticket is for 27 euros. The place is a glimpse into how old Swedish towns would look like and a glimpse into village life as well. Most of the buildings over here that they've recreated to give people experience of what it was like to live back in the day, they actually don't have ramps. Even the model ones, they don't have ramps because they're replicating exactly like they used to be back in the day. Probably there were no wheelchairs back then, but I am curious about how did people with disabilities move around then, because they were clearly there. It's also an open air zoo and some live animals are there to interact with us. This peacock, by the way, is a bully. But it also has steep walkways that makes it harder in a wheelchair to go up and down. So coming here on your own in a wheelchair is not a good idea. So I've been like sitting over here on this spot for like about 5-10 minutes because this slope is like too steep and I'm just too shy to ask for help. And I'm like, when did I become so shy? But turns out there is a bit of a hesitation and I just don't want to, randomly ask somebody. But I would have to and I would do it. But yeah, this also happens. Thank you, Skansen, for reminding me that I'm lonely. I saw this old fashioned transportation train and got super excited. But sadly, it didn't have an accessible entry point, and even if the lady at the counter would have helped me cross the step to get in the carriage, there was nobody on the other side to get the wheelchair out because this is from ages ago. So, duh, I would have still paid for it. But then I got on an actual train to a Thai food festival, which coincided exactly with my dates. I always check for events and festivals when traveling. Finding halal food anywhere is a challenge, but not impossible. I found this prawn pad thai and papaya salad, which was absolutely delicious and totally halal. And got the mango smoothie all for around 30 euros. But the entertainment came for free. I then had a sticky rice with mango for another 10 euros. Sadly, the massage was way out of my budget, so nopes. Otherwise, what's a Thai festival without a Thai massage? I saw the hop on hop off bus, but who wants to sit on the bottom floor when the whole point is to sit on the top floor and see the city from that angle and look into the buildings to see what everyone is doing? I saw the ocean bus and seemed exciting, but it didn't even have a bottom floor. It's a no to. Shakta, hi. I'm just curious, is there any way to get on it in a wheelchair? Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But there's no like lifter service or anything like that. Okay, yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, but it's really fascinating. Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. 11 o'clock. I then just minded my own business, which is also for free. I got a Hawaii pork salad for dinner for 10 euros and then sat by the water to enjoy the evening sunset and also hung out with a friend I made from my hostel dorm room. Now that's the magic of traveling. But when we had to leave, the elevator stopped working, so I waited for more than an hour for security and the mechanic to show up to fix it. So it has been like almost an hour and the elevator is not working and the maintenance is on the way but they're not here yet. So yeah, it's arriving. Story of my life.
Oh my god!
Alhamdulillah.
Magic!
But what was the reason?
Jo, men det är ett löv kvar. Det är fortfarande, jag måste ta bort det.
What was the issue?
It's a laser.
I was actually worried that she won't be my friend anymore after all my accessibility shenanigans. But turns out we met 3 more times after this. Thank God I didn't have to use the loo in this situation, but I really got hungry by the time I got back to my hostel. So I had more sticky rice with mango that I had bought earlier and fell asleep reading Kites by Romain Gary. The next day, I had to check out from this hostel and check into a new one because this one is fully booked. And I couldn't extend my booking because I wanted to try it first before extending. Thank you very much. But fair enough. Today, my first stop is the National Library in Stockholm that has free entry to sit and read and also see the Codex Gigas or the Devil's Bible. There is so much myth and mystery attached to this book, especially about how it was created in just one night and how the author made a pact with the devil to help him write the book in exchange for putting the devil's portrait in it. Well, he kind of also put his own portrait in it. It was an insightful experience, and I have made a separate video on it to talk about it in detail. I then went to the National Museum because it was Thursday, and on Thursdays, the museum had free entry from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And many travelers like myself were seen taking advantage of that. You should always check for free entries coinciding with your own schedule to take advantage. This museum, as always, has remarkable art and even better drama than kind of took place before my birth, but I don't mind some good tea, even if it's coming from the past. My favorite story is actually of this guy.
So the first thing I learned is this guy cracked the matrix and got out. Enslaved, but part of the inner circle. Good job, Badin.
I then went to a free concert at the concert house where young people often studying perform, and their talent is just as mind-blowing. It's as good as the paid ones, and if you are part of these, you actually support and encourage young talent. So always check for free concerts and performances on your dates. I then checked into Generator. The hostel cost me around 27 euros per bunk bed in the female dorm in the accessible room that had an attached accessible bathroom. I settled in, and the bunk bed had space to keep things and a plug point to charge batteries for my wheelchair and my phone. I saw Crime and Punishment, the film, on Mubi, and then fell asleep. The next day, I woke up with a lot of chatter in the room. All the other roommates were up, and it was the female dorm, so what do you expect? I had to press my clothes, so I headed to the laundry room where you have to pay for wash and dry, but the iron is for free. So I gave the dress a princess treatment. Today I head to a street food festival happening in Stockholm, and it was crowded and not super accessible as I needed it to be, but still, we're here to enjoy and eat. I had this soul bowl from a Jamaican food stall that is actually a platter with yummy items including fried chicken and a very cheesy pasta. I got to see how the legendary potato tornadoes are actually made and why they're so popular. As you can clearly see, the crowd is there. I got one for myself, and then my favorite, chocolate-covered strawberries. It always makes me happy to find halal options, and all of it cost me around 29 euros. But the interactions with the vendors and the support to small businesses is priceless. On the last day, I took a guided city hall tour in English, which cost me around 14 euros. This is where the Nobel Peace Prize dinner takes place after the ceremony. And it's still a politically working building. The whole trip was accessible, delightful, and manageable, and it cost me 270 euro for a 4-day trip. I've listed all the budget details and names in the description. You can subscribe to this channel for more accessible adventures and keep those wheels rolling.